Hello guys, you remember the aftermarket radio I removed from my Pontiac Grand Prix? But today we will install it in the F-150. So let's watch it right after this message. Our RickStuff store is finally open, so go on spreadshirt.ca today to save as much as 15% on your RickStuff gear and accessories. Type RickStuff in the search bar and you will be redirected directly on our store page, where you'll find everything you need, whether it is for man, woman, kids, or even dog accessories. So this is the auxiliary connection of the truck. And this is an old 3.5 millimeter cable. Look bad, but it's still working, so it will be perfect for the purpose. So in the first time I need to find what wire do what on that pin so I can connect the right one and retain this aux connection and connect it to my aftermarket radio. So to find out, in the first time I need to obviously connect it in it, and with the multimeter I need to find what wire do what exactly. So if I start by the blue one, I will hold that here. So the blue one, if I start in the bottom, I got nothing. If I go in the middle, I've got nothing. If I go on top, I got a signal. So the blue one is the tip. So this is the blue. If I jump to the yellow one, I will hold that here. So obviously it's not the tip. It's not the one in the middle, so it's the bottom. The bottom is the yellow and green. The blue and green will surely be the one in the middle. Got nothing in the bottom, and I got a signal in the middle. So now what I need to do, now that I know what pin do what, it's to find cut a end of this cable and find what colors do what. After that I will be able to solder everything on this connector and put it back on the truck so I can retain this auxiliary connection. And I will cut long enough so I can reach the back of my radio. I got about 30-inch, which will be enough. So we'll start with the white one. Is it the bottom? Nope. Is it the middle? Neither. Is the tip? It is the white one. The white's the tip. I got a signal in the middle, got nothing in the bottom. So yeah, the red is the middle. I got nothing on top, on the tip, neither in the middle, and I got a signal in the bottom. So I need to connect the blue with the white, the blue and green with the red, and the yellow and green with the copper. So let's just do it. This is it. Now it's done. So the way we can test it is to connect another cable at the end. So if we start by the bottom, we got a signal. We start by the mid. If we go at the tip now, we got a signal. If we go in the middle, We got a signal, so our cable is fine, ready to be installed in a truck. If we talk about the harness, it's very simple. Everything is clearly explained in the instruction sheet, but all the color match, at least for the Pioneer. I don't know for the other audio system, but for the Pioneer, all the color matches, apart from one, which is the reverse signal. On the Pioneer, the reverse signal is purple and white, and on the harness, the reverse signal it's green and white. So you have purple and white on the harness, so you need to make sure to not commit the mistake of connecting those two wires because they're the same color, because they don't have the same purpose. So if we start with the speaker wires, the white wires are front left speakers, the gray wires are front right speakers, the purple wires are rear right speakers, and the green wires are rear left speakers. But it's color match with at least the Pioneer system. But as I said, I'm not sure about the other audio system. On my particularly Pioneer radio, I don't have all the options, so on the harness there is 3 wires that I needed to cap because I won't use them. It is the same situation with the RCA connector. I won't use them, so I cap them with electrical tape so they don't get in contact with anything inside the dash. And I don't want to cut them just in case I need to remove this harness and someone else want to use it eventually. And on the Pioneer, the green wire is going to the parking brake, so you can go into the settings of your radio without driving. But if you want to access your setting while you're driving, you can install a micro bypass, and it is what you're watching in the image at the moment. Don't worry, I don't want to watch a movie while I'm driving. The reason I installed a micro bypass is because there is very basic settings in the radio that require to apply the parking brake, which is a nonsense to me. Okay guys, so our harness is complete. This go to the radio, this end go to the interface. Those I won't need it because this is the rear seat entertainment. I don't have it in the truck. This is for the subwoofer, the factory sub. I don't have it. And this is for another aux. I won't use it since I'm keeping the factory aux connector, and I will connect it direct to the radio. So now I'm ready to connect the harness to the interface, and then we will go and start the installation. We'll start by the steering control, which go here. I already put this little arrow in 7 since I am installing a Pioneer, and it required to put it in 7. So it is done. I don't have to bother with that again or anymore. I need to remove this little tape. And connect my harness to the interface. Pretty tight, won't go anywhere. Let's go into the truck and start the installation. So what we need to do in the first place is to remove that faceplate. So as you can see, the USB connection is out of its socket, and I have the auxiliary connection here in my end that I've redone the harness earlier. And I removed this panel, and to remove this panel you got 2 clips. Actually it's 3 clips, but it's 2 clips on both sides and 2 clips on the top and on the bottom. So it's clipped everywhere, but it's very easy. You just need to use a trim tool and pry it slowly. After that you push with a screwdriver or another trim tool that tab, and you pull in the same time, and it's come out very easily. So this is out of the way. Next is we need to remove this. But to remove this faceplate, we need to pull on this section and on this section. This one you don't need to remove completely, just need to have enough room to slide it out. But this one need to be removed a little further. So let me start on that right away. If you don't have trim tools, you can just pull on the bottom or on the side gently, because the plastic is very thin in this area and you obviously don't want to break your plastic trim. But it's not clipped very hard, so since there's no screws on the side that holding that, it's not a big problem. The only screws that holding this faceplate is this one here. Reason why, even if you don't play with these, you need to remove this little body here, because you have a screw behind and you have two other screws under the plastic here. So let me get it right now. Very easy to remove, it's just sitting there basically. And you have two more screws here, so we will remove them right away. Some use a power tool for that. I don't like using power tool in plastic because just a tiny bit too tight and you just ruin your thread. Now you're screwed. So I rather use conventional tools and be a little safer. Obviously, if it was a full-time job, I will probably use a power tool as well. So this is it for the screws for now. So to pull this out, basically you just pull on it. It's clipped. Oh, I forgot to open this one. This one, I believe, haven't been pulled much because it's a little tighter than this section, but it is the same principle. Just need to be careful. Don't worry, it's not broken. So yeah, here you don't need to pull very far, just enough to be able to slide this faceplate out of his socket, basically. It's easier when you're two to do it, but it's doable. Now I have it. There's a connection behind, so you need to remove them starting from the top. Make your way down. So now I have the panel on my hand. We will go and transfer all that stuff on the new panel. Now I will remove the factory unit because I need to measure things. I need to measure the brace to make sure I install the brace at the right position on the new aftermarket radio on my Pioneer. More connection here. So now we're ready to transfer the air conditioning and heater system and the lighter and the hazard switch and traction control switch into the new faceplate. I'm using the Metra 9558-20B, which is for F-150 2009 to 2014 double din. So to remove these, it's a torque T15, and this one is just pressed there for one tab on each side. There we go, we got the switch. We will transfer only the heater air conditioning section. All the upper section is the radio. We won't need this anymore. And the cigarette lighter. One tab there, one tab there, and it doesn't turn, so now that I pushed the pin, the lighter got out. Now I can push this pin and the pin on the other side to remove. It's even that loose. You see, it's the lighter pushing on the pin inside that make it hold on the faceplate. So we're done with this section. I will put it on the side and we will start mounting the new faceplate. So it's not too tight. Let's see about the heating. All the buttons work fine, so we can screw it right away. The lighter is installed. All the buttons are working. I'm supposed to cut the top leg, but I'm not sure exactly. The instructions are very clear, so I will wait. So let's try this on the radio. My screws are in the radio. There's a lot of hole that's matching the pattern of the plate, so it's not a problem to find one. Before going any further, I need to show you something. So the antenna for the aftermarket radio go air, which is this adapter. And from the factory head unit, it's this connection. And everywhere I looked, everybody says the adapter from this connection to the aftermarket radio was a BAA21 cable adapter. So I ordered one. It was not the right one. So what I did, because I am tired of playing with those antenna adapters are just coaxial cables. So what I did, I installed a coaxial connection from TV or cable, stuff like that, and I installed a coaxial connection to the antenna cable in a truck. So I will screw it to the connection, and then I will be able to install my radio using this antenna adapter. And the reason I also installed a coaxial connection on this end is because if I ever want to reinstall the original factory unit in the truck, I will be able to screw it on the antenna in the truck and just plug it in this hole right here. So before moving forward with the installation, I need to remove that cap and pass my USB connection here, because if I want to retain this USB connection, I need to make the connection here, since this cable is coming right here. So after your two bolts are removed, you just need to lift the front, pull toward the front, and this lip will get out. Those two bolts and the lip. This end go to the radio. This end is the female going up here. And need to connect in there. This is a micro C, I believe, USB. Male, so I need a female adapter from this pin to a male adapter going into the USB. Since I don't have my adapter yet, I will let it connect. I will put my cable there. I will attach my cable so it doesn't move around in the dash. And when I will receive my adapter, it will just be a matter of removing this cover and connecting it directly, so I won't have to disassemble the entire dash again. So I have it here. This is what I meant when I said I cut the antenna cable and I put a coaxial connection to it, so I will be able to connect my antenna, not this end, where's the other, my antenna adapter. I will connect it to it. Actually, I can connect it right away. And to make sure this doesn't touch anywhere in the middle, I will tape it so doesn't get in contact with anything. Those connectors for coaxial cable are about 50 cents each, and if you already have the antenna adapter for your aftermarket radio, is just cut both ends and install a connection, and it costs about $1 instead of 20, and it will do the job the same as the other connection. So now we have the RP4 FD11 adapter. So those gray connection, we already know that it's connecting to the factory connection of the truck. Connect them before I lose anything. Here. Finally remove those, because since I don't have the rear seat entertainment in the original harness, the hole were blocked and I could not push the connection into the harness because the pin were obviously not getting in since there was no hole. So I removed them. Now the connector fit fine. Wheel control, it's not very tight, huh? Mic. USB. Radio and antenna. Now everything is connected. Let's test it. Let's see. Auxiliary. I just connect the auxiliary to my phone. Let's see if it works. Look like it worked. Auxiliary working. Stop that because YouTube will block my video. So this worked. The USB, I know it will work. Okay, radio. Let's tune the channel. Radio is working. Spotify, my phone's not connected yet. So let's program the steering wheel, shall we? I'm done programming the steering wheel. The camera was off, sorry about that, but it's very easy. When you are ready to program the steering wheel, you have all the brand or the radio with the button that you need to press on your steering, and you follow the instruction. And basically what you need to do is you press the button on the side and the little LED light will flash here. So you follow the list. As an example, mine is a Pioneer, so I need to push volume up, volume down, mute button. I don't have preset button on my steering wheel, so to skip those two buttons, you push you push on the side button every time you want to skip a function. After that, I push sources, track plus, track negative. I skip band, so I push 1 for band. I skip phone menu because I don't have phone menu on my steering. After that, I push call answer call, then I push hand call, and that's it. I let it, and after 5 or 6 seconds it will blink and the programming is done. If you have another setup on your steering wheel, you will have to obviously preset different button. If you have a different audio system and a different aftermarket radio, you also will have a different order maybe in your preset. But this is it. The steering wheel is programmed. Now it's time to close the dash. I tested everything. My Bluetooth worked, but it's not a matter of connection because it's in this audio system, but it worked anyway. So now I will install the dash. I hope it will fit well. It's the new dash, but the heating or air conditioning system was fitting well as the hazard traction control switches. So I don't see why it would not work. But this stay there. I need to start by connecting my things, and don't forget to pass your USB and your auxiliary in the hole before you put the plate, because if they're behind, you won't be able to reach them. Lighter first. And the hazard switch. Oh. This is it. We'll put back the bolt on top and on the front. This is it. Put back this little mat. And the plate here. Got enough of this cable. This is it. Now we push it back in the hole. Here we go. So the only thing that will left is to activate the USB port. I can turn it on so you'll see everything is working. Disappear because my camera is not installed yet in the back. So yeah, I need to remove that because it was my Pontiac radio. Now it's a Ford. So volume up, volume down. Those are my preset. As you can see, it's switch, preset up, preset down, media. So I switch from Pandora, Spotify, Bluetooth. Actually, my Bluetooth supposed to work. It says no service. Auxiliary, we just show you earlier, was working. And this is the radio, the mute button. So all the control are working. This USB port is going up here. It is this connection. As I saw earlier, I ordered a dongle or an adapter. It's not arrived yet. So what will happen, I will connect the hand of this cable to the hand of my USB cable, which is connected behind my radio. So the radio will basically just go make the loop and go here. So it's the way to retain the USB connection. So this is it, guys. It's installed. The only thing left is to install the adapter for retaining the USB adapter or the USB connection. I still haven't received it. I need to contact the company because it's been now 2 weeks since being shipped. So my guess it's lost in the mail, or I don't know, but something wrong happened. But as you can see, I replaced the background. It's now Ford logo. And we will review it last time, the steering wheel control, so you can see everything is working. My phone is now connected to the radio, so it will be more complete. So we'll start by the volume up, volume down. This is my preset channels. Media is obviously to switch from radio to Pandora. I don't have Pandora. Obviously the connection failed because I don't have it. My Spotify is working. On Bluetooth is the same connection, since it's coming from the phone as well. The auxiliary, I'll show you a little earlier that it is working. The answering phone is this button, and end calls is the OK button. So this is the installation. It worked fine, it worked great. The only thing I'm not happy about is the way the Metra housing or faceplate is with the radio. I don't like that the radio is so deep. Maybe it's just the way the mounting bracket are made, because I've seen in other installation using another model of Metra faceplate that the radio was even with the face. There was no gap like this. The radio was not deep like it. So it is the only thing I don't like about the installation, and it's not a big deal. Everything is still working fine. And as I said, I'm still waiting for the adapter from Monoprice to retain my USB connection in the dash. But apart from it, everything's fine. This is it for now. So please like the video and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit the little bell so you'll be notified as soon as I will release a new video. So on this, I wish everybody a great day and see you later. Bye.